What's up, Wikimaniacs? Welcome to Hump Day Update. Hump Date Update? Again, I forget. It's your boy Josh here as your host for today, along with my co-host, John Consignato. What's up, buddy?
Hello. There will be humping in a story update.
There will be, actually. Spoiler.
You see why I want it to be called this? This is why.
This is why, just for this story alone. But for those of you who don't know, occasionally on Wednesdays, we do updates to stories we have done in the past because sometimes we record and an update happens after we release. Sometimes there's an update when we're reading it and we're just too dumb to notice. That happens more than we would like to admit, I think. But
that probably happens 80% of the time.
I would say a lot. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, this is the episode where we go in, we update the story, and don't worry, if you forget what happens in the story before we get into the update, I play the original clip of us reading and reacting to the original story. So don't worry about that. But this is Today I Fucked Up Sleeping with My Former Boss in Front of Her Husband, the update.
Hell yeah.
So we will play the clip now, and then if you want to skip that, there's timestamps, and you can listen to the update.
Get therapy.
Today I fucked up sleeping with my former boss in front of her husband.
What?
Is this a cucking situation?
Oh, I guess so.
Is it?
That's the only thing that makes sense to me.
All right, let's get to it. My former boss contacted me a few days ago with an unusual request. She wanted to know if I was interested in sleeping with her while her husband watched us. I said I was the wrong guy for the job, but she disagreed and said I was the perfect guy based on a random one-night stand we had years ago, before she married.
With your boss? Okay.
I guess.
So strange.
She said her new husband wanted to watch her fuck another guy and she was into it. I agreed to discuss the possibility in person, especially when she offered to pay for dinner.
You're getting whored out, brother.
Hey, free dinner though.
Free dinner though, I guess. Yeah, dude.
I guess.
There better be some good steak at least. I forgot how attractive she was until I saw her face to face. She introduced me to her new husband, who wanted me to understand that all he wanted was to be an observer in the bedroom. He made it sound like the worst case scenario was that I would have sex, which I believed. So yeah, I said yes.
I don't think I could perform in front of other people. You know what I'm saying?
It's too much pressure.
Yeah.
Too much pressure.
An audience.
Imagine you're there and then you hear the fucking guy making, fucking jerking it in the corner or whatever. You're like, oh my God. I'm out of there, I think.
You accidentally make eye contact?
It'll be soft so fast.
Yeah, you might as well be fucking a pillow.
Fast forward to the fucking. A couple of days had now passed since I said yes. I was in the missionary position when I heard snoring and farting coming from the so-called observer.
What the fuck?
Snoring?
Snoring and farting.
Damn. He said missionary. Okay. Sleep. I'm sleep for missionary. That shit.
I'm bored. Thumbs down.
Yeah. Thumbs down.
The husband passed out at some point, but obviously not quietly, which affected my concentration on the sex.
Of course.
Because the snoring was distracting and the farting was disgusting. Boy, I don't want to smell that shit.
God.
My ex-boss apologized on her husband's behalf before grabbing the box of tissues next to the bed and aggressively hurling it at her unconscious husband. Aim was off. Tissue box missed the target, prompting my ex-boss to hysterically scream her husband's name over and over into my ears while I was still laying pipe and trying to pretend that absolutely nothing weird was happening.
Oh,
insane for OP to continue while she's obviously trying to wake the husband up.
Hey, he got paid to do a job. He's going to do the job.
That's true. The husband eventually woke up after my ex-boss managed to scream his name at the top of her lungs. Cue all-out war. My ex-boss called her husband rude for falling asleep. The husband said he had a long day at work. My ex-boss scoffed and said he had no clue what a long day at work looked like because what he did in one day was nothing compared to what she had to do every day as an independent businesswoman.
Can you imagine just being OP in this situation? Like, do I keep?
He's still fucking, bro.
Are they still going? I thought they were done.
He's still going.
There's no way he's
my
going while they're
God.
having a marital spat.
That's crazy.
Oh. The husband said he had zero energy for another boss bitch speech. My ex-boss looked at me and said her husband had zero energy on a permanent basis. And I asked both of them if they wanted me to stop fucking and give them privacy. He kept going.
While asking, should I fucking stop?
Kudos for him for keeping it
That's
going. You know what I mean?
crazy.
Man's on a
For him
mission.
to stay bricked up in this situation, bro, he's in a missionary. That's what he's on.
Oh, Jesus.
I asked both of them if they wanted me to stop fucking and give them privacy because I was awkwardly thrusting in silence while listening to them.
That's
That's
crazy.
so sad.
The entire time, just fucking still.
Oh, man.
My ex-boss said I should ask her husband since the whole thing was his idea. The husband unexpectedly slapped my butt on his way towards the bedroom door and said I should come and call it a night.
What the fuck? Oh, my God. I
Hold
think
on.
I'm leaving.
Let me finish.
He didn't get to finish.
Well, let me finish this story. I didn't come, but I did call it a night when I realized that my desire to get away from my ex-boss and her husband outweighed my desire to get off. One night stand should have been enough, but I just had to come back for more, which now I regret. Too long didn't read. Agreed to sleep with my ex-boss while her husband watched us, but the husband fell asleep mid-sex, which affected my performance because he was snoring and farting throughout. An argument ensued between husband and wife while I was still trying to stick it to the plan and have sex. Never came, went home, instant regrets.
Oh, that is awful. On top of that, I hope when you did your one night stand, she wasn't your boss at the time because that's also problematic, but that's unfortunate.
I mean,
I could not think of
sometimes
like
you gotta do what you gotta do to get ahead.
a less sexy situation than what was just described. Just a nightmare scenario.
He kept going though. That's like commitment to the bit.
Now, John, have you seen a video like that one? That's what I want to know.
Not a person watching while they farting and snoring, but okay, let me not incriminate myself.
The link is in the show notes, y'all. The link is in the show notes.
No, we don't do that anymore.
No, I don't want a second strike on our YouTube.
We just got rid of that strike, I think.
Oh, nice.
Finally, there are some comments. This is a top comment from that post, at which OP responded. BNF81 commented, at the risk of sounding like a hater, how good of pipe laying could have been going on if spectators falling asleep, laughing my ass off. Whereas OP and their username is nude at noon commented, I think I was boring to watch, especially during foreplay. I might have spent too much time between the wife's legs from the husband's point of view. I had a dream that the husband passed out because he wanted all of us to roleplay as X-Men characters. But his wife shut it down because she believed it was too cringe and childish. So he stopped being invested. If the husband got his way, though, I would have been a horny Cyclops. The wife would have been a slutty Jean Grey. And the husband would have been a pervy Professor X who loved to watch his students hook up. Anyway, moving on.
Thanks for ruining the X-Men for me. Fuck.
That's XXX-Men that you're thinking of. It.
Too many
Again,
X's on
link
that
is in the
search
show
bar.
notes.
All right, John, now that we are all filled in on the original story, let's hop into the update. Like his boss was filled in.
I'm not mature enough for
I
this.
know, neither am I. All right, so here's the update. It is a longer update, which I appreciate. I appreciate the longer updates. So basically, a summary. What I think has happened is that he's meeting back up with his former boss and her husband.
Round 2.
Round 2 potentially.
Okay.
All right. So update. So there I was, face to face with my former boss and her flatulent husband once again. I agreed to meet them at the same restaurant as the last time because the free food was the only good thing I remembered. The purpose of the meeting, according to my former boss, was to clear the air following what happened. A phone call or a message or no communication at all would have been more acceptable for me. I just wanted to move on. But my ex-boss insisted on restoring peace in person, and I eventually said yes. The husband was in the men's room when I showed up for the meeting, which made me laugh a little on the inside because it seemed like an unintentional nod to how active his ass was during our previous interaction.
Nice.
My ex-boss thanked me for agreeing to meet with her and said her husband would be joining us soon. Meanwhile, she apologized for how unfortunate things turned out when we had sex before, telling me that she had been brainstorming ways to improve the experience for next time. The husband emerged from the men's room at that moment and greeted me with an awkward fist bump and an unspoken hello again. So, nice fist bump there.
What up, my guy?
While his wife was trying to convince me to accept another invitation into their bedroom, she persuaded me to at least hear her out before I said yes or no. Her plan was to pivot her approach in the bedroom and embrace the dominant position during sex because she believed her husband would be less likely to fall asleep again if he was watching her put on a show and take control. My ex-boss paused at that moment and looked at her husband like this was his cue to swallow his sushi and add to what she was saying. The husband pointed his chopsticks at me and said he expected more energy from a young guy, but based on what he observed while he was still awake, I was fucking his wife the same way he fucked his wife whenever he's in the mood to masturbate. Jesus Christ, this guy sucks.
Jesus.
I said having sex with another man's wife while the man was in the room was like trying to poop comfortably while a random person was watching. The husband asked if I made moaning noises when I pooped. I said my moans mid-poop was dependent on how hard I had to push to unclog my colon. This is not where I expected this story to go, but...
Been there, not gonna lie.
The husband said I might need to start pretending that I'm pushing as hard as possible when I sleep with someone because I never made a sound when I was intimate with his wife, which apparently contributed to his struggles to stay awake. I said pretending to poop during sex was a sound advice coming from a guy who was unable to stop farting while I was fucking in front of him. My ex-boss pushed her plate away and said she lost her appetite listening to us. I said I didn't think I was sexually compatible with my ex-boss and her husband and suggested they get another guy for the job. My ex-boss pointed out that the two of us were very sexually compatible when we had one night stand prior to her meet up with her husband. I said I wouldn't call that sexually compatible since she was my boss back then and both of us were drunk, which is, again, very concerning. That's an HR nightmare. Am I right, John?
HR would like to have a word.
Yeah.
Spare me the details, though. I don't want to hear that shit.
The husband said he now lost his appetite too. I said I had someone in mind that might be perfect for what they want. The husband sarcastically asked if it's another young employee his wife hooked up with. I said it was one of my more sexually experienced friends. My ex-boss said if it's not me, then it's no one. The husband encouraged his wife to at least allow me to provide more information about my friend before instantly calling off the whole thing. So it sounds like the wife really wants OP. And only OP.
Why don't you just break up with your husband and go with OP or something?
I don't know if OP wants that either, by the sounds of it.
Sounds like OP don't fuck with her anyway, and don't want to anymore either.
The information I provided prompted my ex-boss and her husband to agree to meet with my friend. I contacted my friend the following day and explained the situation. He became interested as soon as I showed him photos of my ex-boss. I shared his contact detail with my ex-boss with his permission, and thought that would be the end of my involvement in the circus. Little did I know that my friend would call me a few days later to ask why the fuck I never warned him that the husband had a pit bull. I said I didn't know. My friend said he had...
Wait, hold on. The pit bull was not described in the first story, right?
No, it was not. So my friend said he had to fuck my ex-boss in front of the husband and his hellhound. That's the pressure I don't want. I don't think that's crazy.
Imagine doing doggy style with a dog in front of you. Watching
Kevin,
you.
cover your ears.
You're too young for that, baby.
I asked my friend if the pit bull did anything to hurt him. He said the dog barked at him from time to time, and then the husband would either shush the dog or translate and tell my friend what the dog wanted him to do or not do during sex. I was
Ew.
so weird.
That is weird.
I was at a loss for words. My friend said the husband slapped his butt when he finished and called him a good boy. Oh my God.
I need payment.
So much payment.
Like a lot. For therapy and for damages to my brain.
Holy. It sounded so ridiculous. I was struggling not to laugh. However, I did feel bad for my friend because I could relate. My friend said he would have punched the husband if the pit bull was not in the picture. I apologized for introducing him to my ex-boss and her husband. My friend thanked me for the trauma and said, bye, bro. I decided to do what I should have done my last post and blocked my ex-boss. She's crazy, but I think she somehow married someone even crazier. I'm still working on my way to make my friend like me again. And that is the update to that story.
That is a lot of lunches, dinners, shots,
Oh,
birthday
man.
gifts. You owe your friend. You exposed them to some freaky nasty shit.
Yeah, you should have given him way more warning, I gotta say.
Yeah.
That's
The husband is wild.
yeah, man. He doesn't seem interested at all in his wife. I think it seems like, but I don't know. Maybe he is. From the interactions we've gathered, he just fell asleep while his wife was having sex with another man. I don't know. I feel like you should be either more into that or not do it. You know what I mean?
I mean, if that's your thing and you're into it, by all means, and y'all got that agreement. But bringing in the dog, translating to the words that the dog is saying that, hey, you should do it this way.
Wild.
That is crazy. How the fuck dog knows one position?
Yeah, exactly. The dog is not an expert. We should maybe not take advice from the dog.
Kevin, do not listen to
Don't
this.
listen, Kevin. Don't listen. But that is the update. I got to shout out Fred Gomez 37 on our subreddit, r/Reddit on Wiki for cross-posting that 6 months ago, so it's a little late. But yes, thank you for submitting that. If you have any other updates from stories we've done, feel free to submit them on the subreddit or in our Discord, and we'll check them out. We'll be more consistent now that the wedding's over. I have more time.
Yes.
But yeah, that is it. Please like and subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, wherever you listen, and share us with a friend. Let your friends know Reddit on Wiki show exists.
It does.
But that is it. We'll see you on Friday. Bye.
Kevin, do you know how to say bye? Bye, Kevin.
Bye.
No, he usually does that, but I don't have food on me.
Get therapy.